भाई तू एक काम कर, इंटरनेट चालू कर.
ચાલુ જ
પહેલા સ્ટડી કરી લઉં છે.
ચાલુ જ છે, લાઈવ છે.
લાઈવ છે ને? બસ તો આપણું NIF ની વેબસાઇટ, જ્ઞાનની વેબસાઇટ ઓપન કર.
પેલા પ્રોફેસરને મેલ કરો પછી બધું યાર. નહીં જોવું યાર.
सब YouTube पर જ કરી દઈશ એમ. સરસ.
हाँ तो लगा देता हूँ.
આ થીગડા હજુ બી આપણે નહીં કઈ, આપણે થીગડામાંથી બહાર નથી આવ્યા નહીં. હે હજુ બી આપણે થીગડામાં કનેક્શન કેબલ છે ને, ઇન્ટરનેટ વાળા કેબલ बता दो.
नहीं दादा लाइव हो गया.
विदाउट केबल चाहिए तो आप बाद में चेंज कर दो.
लाइव
નથી પણ સારું નથી એટલો કે સ્પીડ નહીં હોगा. अच्छा
તો સારું 720 આવશે.
સ્પીડ ઓછું હશે તો પછી ઓછું છે ને 720 इधर वो लिंक केबल होगा.
આપણે અહીંથી જ અપલોડ કરીને અહીંથી ડાઉનલોડ કર, થોડી થાય. તમારા ફોનમાં ચાલુ કરો.
वो कल का जो केबल होगा वो लगा दो.
वीडियोस आएंगे.
हाँ ये करेंगे ना अभी. ત્યાં પણ અહીંયા ધ્યાન આપજે. આ લોકો છે ને, એ કોણ બેઠે? કોઈ ખબર નહીં કોઈ બેઠું હશે. છે કોઈ? છે કોણ છે ભાઈ? કોઈ એ સાઈડ में નવनीत પટેલ. તો એને સાઈડ પર કરી દો ને, પણ વાંધો નહીં, અહીંયા તો બેસી જજે. એને કહે છે કે કામ છે એટલે निकलेगा नहीं.
नहीं अपना तो इधर ही
છે દાદા. ખુલ્લું છે. હા એટલે સાઈડ में એડ કર લો. ખાલી હલાવવાનું જ છે ને થોડો પકડ. બસ બસ. તો બાજુ પણ એ હલાવી દેશે દાદા. તમે ભલું ગમે તેલું કરો. કાં તો આપણો જ માણસ બેસે તો જ મેળ પડે. આ અહીંયા બે જણા આપણા વ્યક્તિ બેસે ને તો જ મેળ પડે. નહીં તો ભાઈ એને થોડું ખોલવું પડે યાર. કેવી રીતે આ દેતા હું दादा. इसका नहीं है डायरेक्ट लिंक वाला.
नहीं दादा चालू हो गया अभी तो. लिंक
आने करता ऊपर મૂકી દે ને મારા ભાઈ. અહીંયા ઉપર મૂકી દે.
વાંધો નથી, વચ્ચે આ પહેલો આવશે. જોવું છે લાઈવ.
तो उधर से आ रहे हैं.
કસો
હા એ તો મને ખબર છે. ચાલ લઈ. પણ આ બીજી કેમ લઈને આવ્યો?
બીજી આના માટે તો આમાંથી डायरेक्ट लाइव करना है.
चाहे तो ये टेबल लगा सकते हो.
नहीं दादा चलेगा. बीच में
सेम अच्छा रहता है. सेम
हो जाएगा.
कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. बाद में ऑफलाइन डालने की कोई ज्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. कोई ज्यादा फर्क. मर्जी में सिम इतना तो चलेगा. 10 मिनट है अपने पास. तो बंदू कहाँ गए कंप्यूटर वाला? इंटरनेट केबल लाना पड़ेगा. क्या से लाना पड़ेगा? तो ईमेल तो કર્યો નથી પણ તે હજુ
કરી દીધો. હા નહીં તે ડ્રાફ્ટમાં જ પડ્યો
તો પછી સાગર.
हाँ दादा.
ओ જોઈએ इंटरनेट केबल डायरेक्ट.
नहीं चाहिए दादा, वाईफाई चालू है फुल.
अच्छा स्पीड है क्या?
हाँ बहुत बढ़िया.
तो बहुत उसका लिंक नोटिस में लगा दो. બે વખત થઈ ગયું હે? એક બાપી को भेज दो. અલા ભાઈ બે વખત થઈ ગયું. જો ને વી.
अरे नहीं भाई आ लिंक છે.
એવું આખું થઈ ગયું
तो
सर का भेज दो. लिंक 13 में भी भेजो.
ओके दादा.
एक इधर नोटिस में लग दो लाइव लिंक. ये नोटिस पे कैसे जाएगा? उसको वहाँ पे कॉपी पेस्ट करना पड़ेगा.
इन सबको बोलो मेल इसका ब्रॉडकास्ट मेल नहीं है इनका, ग्रुप नहीं इनका मेल का.
कौन सफेद का नाम मंजरी सिंह. वही उनको दे दो. लिंक कौन सा बता. वेबसाइट पे नहीं लिख पाएंगे दादा.
थोड़ा ज्यादा बड़ा है दादा.
हैं
बड़ा देंगे.
बड़ा है दादा. और शॉर्ट पण કરી શકે છે. જો नहीं आती सबको मेल कर देंगे नीचे से शॉर्ट कर.
अच्छा मैं आपको शॉर्ट लिंक भेजता हूँ, डायरेक्टली लाइव से ही भेजता हूँ. शॉर्ट लिंक भेजता हूँ
आपको. उन्नी भाई को भेजो और उन्नी भाई वहां से वो एक स्लाइड पे पेस्ट कर देंगे. अरे छोड़ो ना मगजमारी. कौन मगजमारी? ऑफलाइन में दिखा देंगे. ये पेस्ट करना चाहिए इसमें.
हाँ एक मिनट इसका सेटिंग करता हूँ.
नीचे वाला ये लगा.
पीछे ही चाहिए, आगे नहीं चाहिए. आगे तो ये अपना रबर है. उसका बाद में तो अपने को संभालना है.
ये तो ये भी इनोवेशन है भाई. ठीक हमारा मॉड्यूल है अपना
वाईफाई से ही कर दिया
वाईफाई पे देगा, लेकिन डायरेक्ट में थोड़ा स्पीड मिलेगा यार।
नहीं वो क्यों नहीं चला अभी?
नहीं, इसमें तो वाईफाई लगा हुआ है।
हम लेने नहीं हुए ना।
अरे हाँ यार, तो भी
डायरेक्ट वाईफाई ही चलाई
पर ચાલ છે પછી વાંચ
દોડે
स्पीड भी ऊंची है।
लाइव છે।
हाँ एकदम स्टार्टअप છે दादा, एकदम
तो चल है।
चल रहा है तो फिर मैं टच नहीं करता हूँ, कुछ भी जरूरत ही नहीं।
लाइव है अभी तो
સ્પીડ તો હશે જ, પ્રોક્સી છે ને એટલે કદાચ થોડી અપ ડાઉન રહેશે।
ના એનો વાંધો નહીં, ચાલે છે લાઈવ જોઈ લીધું મેં એટલા
આ
માટે।
સેકન્ડ માં જો, આ સેકન્ડ છે ને વાંધો એક મિનિટ ખાલી કયું ટાટા નો પ્રોક્સી વપરાય છે એમ ને, એક નંબર હશે બે। તો તમારું લાગે છે કે કયું વાઈફાઈ કનેક્ટ છે?
गेस्ट पासवर्ड ना
लॉगिन
એ પાસવર્ડ નાખી દો આમાં।
हाँ
આ કનેક્ટેડ કોને કર્યું? તો ઓફિસ નું જશે।
ના 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 પાસવર્ડ આઈડી પાસવર્ડ
અહીંયા નાખ્યો તો ને, હા એટલે સેશન આમ નામ રાખજો આને।
એટલા માટે તેના નીચે રાખી
હા એટલે એ પેલું છે, જ્યાં સુધી કનેક્ટ એટલે એક જગ્યાએ ફિક્સ છે એટલે પ્રોબ્લેમ નહીં થાય, ચાલ્યા કરશે એવી।
આપણે જો આપણે આનું છે તો તમે જે ઓથોરાઇઝ છે આમ
पे लिंक भेज देना।
भेज दिया
फैकल्टी में
ફેકલ્ટી भी નાખી દેવા, એટલે વાઇફાઈ ફેકલ્ટી નહીં ચાલે।
है चलेगा, आराम से चलेगा।
આ તો બહુ બધી મોટી છે સારી
डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन चाहिए तो आपकी जगह इसमें चेक
सरकार
है।
रिसर्च स्टाफ का है,
स्पेशल स्टाफ है। 6 ने पोर्ट 6
नहीं पोर्ट
नहीं वो तो नहीं होगा।
ઓર્ડર કરતા હોય ચાલે એવું નથી।
पोर्ट वाला 6 बीजे જોઈએ
આ ચાલુ કમ્પ્યુટર નો નહીં ચાલે।
मैं कनेक्ट करने का स्टैंड बाय
स्टैंड बाय नहीं, इसमें चलेगा। अभी अपना वाला है तो अपने कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। लाइव 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 जो है प्ले कर दो खाली।
वो तो ચાલે છે ચાલે।
कितने मिनट है?
મને છે ને પહેલા 1 મિનિટ મને છે ને પહેલા ખાલી west.kyan.org પર જોઈ લેવા દે, હું છે ખબર પડશે।
सरस्वती यू नायर मंजरी वाले का एड्रेस याद थे भाई? लेके मंजरी सिंह
मंजरी बिन का एड्रेस है तो दादा पूछ
ना थी
मंजरी है तो आईएम होगा उनको
आई भी सर्च करो ना, उसमें आ जाएगा गूगल में लगा दो।
ये वैसे कर
क्या बोल पूछ लो, कुछ बाकी रह जा रहा था पता चला।
है
कंट्राक्शन
हेरा
तेरे होंगे થોડું ગેપ રહો દે, મોમેન્ટ વિચાર। भाई पावर पॉइंट स्लाइड पे कर दो, भेज दिया ईमेल में कर दिया, ईमेल में
उनको ईमेल कर दो।
हाँ कर दो।
आपका ईमेल आईडी बोलो, सिर्फ बोलो। उनका ईमेल इसमें है नहीं।
सर को वापस कर दे।
कॉपी लिंक
लिंक आपको करूँ?
नहीं
ये रहा लिंक, इसका ईमेल आईडी बोलो सर। आपको खोलना है आपका, इसमें नहीं आएगा ना, ये मेरा है,
मेरे को भेज देना।
भेज दिया आपको।
IIM खोल दे,
आपका है, एक मिनट ले लो।
ऐड कर दो, ऐड कर।
अच्छा
हाँ आपको कर दिया।
आजा
ओपन कर दें। हाँ जीमेल हाँ सागर फ्रीज कर, स्क्रीन फ्रीज कर।
तो चले गए।
पेन कागज दे दो।
शॉर्ट लेंगे क्या? हाँ बस ये
PH
नोटिस पर मिलेगा।
बस हो गया।
ट्राई कर लो। अगर चालू
ब्रॉडकास्ट और एक्स जीएल नहीं एफएल है। फॉर एक्स एफएल है।
एफएल सर, इट इज एफएल। जीएल की जगह एफएल है। एफएल लास्ट में, एक्स एक्स जीएल की जगह एफ एक्स एफएल।
सर को कॉपी करो फिर से।
अरे नहीं, यस
हाँ सर,
या
एक मिनट सर,
1 मिनट।
पीए
टीयू के बाद डॉट है।
S30 PU
पीए
PAHI है। PUNI की जगह
TU.B
PUNI जो लिखा है उसकी जगह PAHI है। AHI
पी
H
पीएच
H for house।
ओके।
यस कोई आ 30 से 30 से
HI के बाद क्या है?
3 ओ है 30 नहीं 0
HI
आवा
4 के बाद क्या?
फॉर एक्सएफएल
4 XFL
एक्सएफएल
XFL
देख लो ना एक बार,
XFL
एक बार देख लो जतिन भाई।
XFL
No.
S30 ने 3O
3O है 30 है।
3O
3O
वो भी कैपिटल है।
हाँ कैपिटल।
नहीं चल रहा है सर। लाइव हाँ लाइव तो टेक्स्ट करो
टेस्ट कर दे।
अरे 30 છે યાર ઓ છે આ જો આ 0 આમ લખાય અને ઓ આમ લખાય ઓ મોટો છે सर चालू है वही है चालू है सर लाइव है वही लिंक है
Yeah, it's not working.
कौन से नंबर लगा है?
Doesn't matter, we will mail it to you. There's a mail account of all of you. What is it? No group mail, we are user will. Oh, there's no group mail. Anyway, that's beautiful. So, welcome to this talk and interaction. What I'm going to share with you is a framework that has evolved over the last 1.5 years. Enriching the ecosystem for innovations at all levels. I will talk about children, I will talk about youth, students, and students, and informal setting, and also the professionals. At all levels, we try to understand the processes that influence the logic of ideas, converting emotions, and sometimes, as an article in Hindu mentioned, invention is like a pebble, ripples are like a ocean. So if you throw a pebble, ripples must hit it. But these ripples do not go. It is the mechanism of harnessing them. By physics, is our work being done on their energy. In institutions, many times these waves tend to get dissipated because we haven't developed a very hungry ecosystem in our country which is looking for such ideas, such innovations, chasing them. So often what happens is the stories are the innovator is chasing everybody else, the investor, the entrepreneur, fabricator, designer, the IP lawyer, all of them. So we have to move towards a system, society where the innovator will not be chasing, but we will be chasing the innovator. And that process can happen through a model that I'm going to share with you, which I call as Autopoiesis model. What is Autopoiesis? Autopoiesis is the concept of self-correction, self-design. So this tree, when we saw it in our was not supposed to plant. But when it realized it has gone, it said, my God, what have I done? I need to correct this mistake. So it made into a parallel stand. Real tree, which is not mob, which is not shot. As I talk to you, there are cells in my body which are going through mutation. Thankfully, they're not cancers. With the result that my body's immune system and autoimmune system is able to take care of them. So I can continue talking. And this ability of nature to heal itself, to repair its defects, to self-design, to self-correct, is what we call it. So imagine products, processes, systems and services, PPSS. Products, processes, systems and services. If these can be continually improved and corrected in the hands of the users as we go along, that will be another process. So if you develop innovation and there is a need for a designer, and the network of designers comes to know of it, and they on their own can come forward and say, well, this is something of interest to me. I have done something very similar, not exactly the same, but maybe I have some ideas which I can share. We'll see later how do we share the ideas. So you don't enter into a big agreement, right, which is agreement in small print as the banks often do. You just get it whatever the action is followed. That kind of sahaj bhav, as we call it, the spontaneous support that you get will make the ecosystem very vibrant. And to me, that is a touchstone. When you will feel the need that I have without my technique. The beautiful word in Sanskrit, which captures this thought, which is called samvedana. An ecosystem which is samvedansheel. Sam means equal, Vedana means pain. When I experience the pain that you are going through, exactly as you are going through, it becomes mine. It's not your pain anymore. Sajanshilta, creativity that emanates from samvedana, the ability to utilize somebody else's pain as your own, makes the ecosystem empathetic. Now, empathetic is not exact English word. There's no English word actually for something. With empathy, you have for someone else. Samvedana is empathy. You are having this ability within yourself. So we need to understand that the ecosystem that we are talking about, the touchstone on which we should evaluate it is, can people come to know without somebody who's in pain, articulated it as to what problem he or she went through, and offer support? I would say that system for that. Therefore, strive for and foster. The network through which this journey began 35 years ago, this is your network. The essential idea was that the nameless, faceless innovators comes in contact with the network. That's magic. That is something. We look for individuals, we look for crazy people, we look for oddballs, and then try to build upon their pursuit of solving some problem. Sometimes they won't solve it, sometimes they solve it. And see how to give them strategy. So it repurposes the accountability, it repurposes the inquiry, and most of the people, since they're constrained by the material resources, their innovations end up being very frugal. So what do they optimize? What do they minimize? Material. What do they maximize? Knowledge. That's what they have in abundance. That's why I don't like the word just poor. I would say economically poor, but knowledge rich. Knowledge rich. I may have a small digression here and tell you something more. The language is very important. When we talk about any phenomena, we should be careful about the language. For instance, one of the most popular phrases in the last 2 minutes is POP. What does it imply? It implies that economically poor people are at the bottom of all pyramid. Ethical pyramid, institutional pyramid, kinship network pyramid. All these pyramids are these people at the bottom. Would you argue that they are at the bottom in all these pyramids? But the language that we use points our attention to only that pyramid in which they are at the bottom, which is economic pyramid. But what are the pyramids in which they will get it from? Generosity. You go to a village, you go to a poor person's house. He doesn't ask you a question, offers you a glass of water. आप शहर में जाइए ना, किसी से जरूरत नहीं, एक glass पानी मिल जाता है. Understand? From here you go to city road, you will not find a water point from the road. You were in Mahendragarh, so we are in Haryana, Rajasthan border. Almost every 100 yards there was somebody who had carried pots, other pots with small patch and a glass. Somebody might pass through this road and might feel thirsty. Therefore, in anticipation of that stranger, water is there. I've never seen so many drinking water pots in summer as we saw in that. So this place has enormous richness. These people have enormous richness, and yet we treat them as bottom of the pyramid. So language shapes the habit of thought. Language shapes the habit of thought. The kind of language we use will trigger similar thoughts in our mind. Be please careful of labeling, of categorizing, of creating a taxonomy of ideas and thoughts in which we will then subsume certain richness of people, community, processes in categories that might be inaccessible. So they label that. So what do we do when we go on? Many times this question has been asked. How do we locate these innovations? Why do we find? And my argument again is that it's the same society in which I and you live, we discover it. They are not separate society. But over the years, our eyes have become more sensitive to see the art. So there are 4 teachers from whom we learn. Teacher within, the one that keeps on asking uncomfortable questions. We make our best effort to quieten that voice which comes from within. Teacher around us, here, people who walk together. Teacher in the nature, I gave an example just now. So that tree which taught us a valuable lesson. One movement of that site actually changed the way I look at the whole ecosystem. So, teacher in the nature and teacher are not common people. These are the 4 teachers. Who learns from whom they better. But these are the teachers that are teaching us. So let me talk about what are the different instruments that we have used for implicit evaluation. And then I will describe the process they have come up with. And also mention how many of you who are interested in this process can join and become part of this process. So there's a competition that we have for children. Ignite. Every year Dr. Kalam comes here. We are ready to teach a course. Now he comes to listen to the presentation of the students. The same day in the afternoon, he will give a award to children. to solve problems. I believe the example that I give of innovation to be the most exciting thing I can say about the innovation in our country is our children are extremely efficient. We have learned to live with the problems unsolved in them. All of us, adults. And children know this. So you will see that innovation always solving problems that affect us. But because they are very impatient, they are not ready to live with the problem unsolved. Their mind is e-commerce center awards, which are given every 2 years at Rashtrapati Bhavan by the president of the country. Gandhian Young Technological Innovation Award, which are given to engineering students. We have a portal called as techpedia.srishti.org. And it has more than 180,000 engineering projects done by 550,000 students. More than 600 students. Why have we done that? Because we didn't want any school department to do what it done. And how do we ensure originality? By letting people know what others have done. You do not find the projects done by students at Stanford and MIT. That country has a great system, many great ideas have come from the US, no doubt about all the world. But this institutional innovation has not taken place as yet. Will take place. So that was one idea. Second was, of course, to connect the students with social unmet needs and see whether their final year projects can become the basis for solving problems. We did Inventors of India Award. Inventors of India workshop here in 1998, 2008, and I looked through 6,000 patents of users filed by users. I wrote to about 300 or not people, like doctors, engineers, chartered accountants. A chartered accountant from Nagpur was standing at the petrol pump. All of us go for the tanks at the petrol pump. When the worker there takes out the nozzle of the pipe, what happens?
Some drops will be dropped.
Right? You have seen it? All of you have seen it? Did you do anything about it? That man did something. He designed a dispenser with a compressed air pipe so that when you are putting the nozzle, actually I have paid for those drops. Apart from the fact that I have paid for them, you should not use energy. So just when you release the clutch, the air blows and all the drops will go into my tank. Now one drop will fall. But he was bothered by this. He could not understand the idea that millions of vehicles every day are filled up at various petrol plants and the drops of the oil. He just couldn't stand it. The only difference between him and all of us is we observe and we learn to live with this problem. We have institutionalized inertia in our psyche, in our way of life, in our understanding, in our philosophy. So it is morally right to have inertia, unfortunately. That's what it means, isn't it? That's what it means. Morally, the moral framework of sanity that we have makes it completely normal. I will call myself a normal human being. If I know a problem, I realize that it is not right, and I don't do anything about it. It's a normal behavior. Is it a normal behavior? I don't think. So we need to challenge the morality of inertia and ask ourselves, how come some people become patient? So there are many such people. There is one Dr. Bhave in Pune. He's an orthopedic. Some of you are from my life. A great mind. So he realized that when you have spinal injury for some reason, in US you need a 5 days hospitalization and $5,000 at that time. So today it might be $20,000. He developed a 200 rupees needle to put the cement in the holes in the spinal cord. 1 day of hospitalization, 5,000 rupees. At that time, dollar was 50 rupees. So I called it factor of 50. Anything people can do in dollars, we will do in rupees. That is it. 150 of the cost. Now 160 of the cost. That will make our innovation system to be reckoned with. The whole world is trying to figure out now what is this frugal innovation. How can India send a mission to the Mars in $78 million when nobody has done it in less than $1 billion? And on the top of it, has such sensitive cameras which can figure out the possibility of water, which the best cameras of NASA could have done. It is good quality, globally unsurpassable quality, and at very low cost. This is not cheap. So there is something in our mind, something that Indian mind can do better. I would like us to take pride in that and deepen it and engage with this mind so that our institutions, our curriculum, our research, our policies are oriented towards tackling this innate quality of the Asian mind. I will not just Asian. And we also work on institutional innovation. So there's a database on common property resource innovations at CPRI, common property resource institutions. I believe that as resources become scarce, we have to share more and more things in common. When we have shared things in common, we need to learn to manage things in common. I believe we would all like to have legal access, but that's not going to happen. Already, when it comes to parking space, we share. There are many other things that we share. The playground, the common property playground, the children of staff and faculty will come and play in the evening. Just regard long opposite our day where we are having this conference. In the evening, you will find children of all classes come here and play. It's great times to actually see those kids expressing feeling. But there's a common space. It doesn't belong to any one group or any one group. How to manage that so it remains safe for children? So these are some of the databases. But this is one of the landmarks, I would say, which we should all feel proud of. Not just me, not just IIMA, not just the people who have been involved in this research. All of you should take pride in the fact that today it's possible. The only president of any country, only president, who hosts a festival of innovation at national for a week. So next year, from March 12th to 16th, 12th to 18th, all of you are invited. Just come and absorb and soak the energy of these critical. Not just that, there are many other things that he has done. There is an innovation scholar residence program. Can you believe school children, farmers, artisans, and scholars will stay as a guest of President of India for 2 weeks? I and you will aspire for having one day in that beautiful palatial place where these people are put up 2 weeks and given so much attention. There's a special cultural evening when they come. The day they come, there's a cultural evening to receive them. They're taken around, they're taken to the cabinet secretary office, which is just next door. They're taken to meet the ministers. Various head of the labs will come and meet them at the guest house where they're staying to discuss with them how can they help them. You just imagine the attention that this country can give to an idea and help you. National Foundation provide logistical support, but the fact remains that it is an extraordinary gesture, a message that our president is giving to the people at large. If I can do that, can you do that? Can every institution have its innovation scholar residence program? And not only that, he also hosts 2 writers and artists. So last year, they were brought together. So artists, writers, and they also met the language. So what more can we do? So the grassroots innovator, a farmer, a mechanic, somebody, a Mansur Bhai Degani from Amreli, who has designed a tree. I will show you his motorcycle-based flying machine. Please take. The farmer already farmer from the village, but who has done something extraordinary. That's an opportunity. So this is one of the things. Inspired teachers. That recently we started a program of inspired teachers. Teachers who are inspired always can inspire students. Not inspired, how can they inspire students? So I think there's a relationship, and our president invites them from various central universities and institutions of which we register. And that the value goes through and give it a register of items. That's what it provides. That should be the register of all items. National Innovation Club is an exhibition and during his visits as well as the define. And every institution is supposed to set up a National Innovation Club. And kindly pay attention to what this club is supposed to do. And wherever you are, in your company, in your organization, in your college, in your institution, anywhere. And this club will do 4 things. Search innovation, spread innovation, celebrate innovation, invite innovators to your meeting, to your company, to your office, to your college, to your class. And 4, very important, sense the unmet social. This is one thing we did not do for the last 60 years of independence. There is no inventory, sector by sector inventory of unmet social needs, so that those who want to do socially useful work at least can go to that site, look up for the problems and solve problems in which region, wherever that person wants to locate, study. Yeah. So much so that there are problems which affect millions of people in this country, and they are not concerned about it. You must have all taken a cup of tea as a break time. You know how TVs are plugged from the bush? It is split. If you do this 10 times or 15 times with me, you will become a year. A woman who collects these leaves do it 2,000 times every day. And you don't experience that thing in the speak up that you take. Isn't it? Such is the disconnect. All of you took rice, I'm sure, at the lunchtime. You know how that is transplanted in our country? In a bad bending posture. You feet in the water. The most uncomfortable posture that human beings are. You know, the bachche to matter matter. You were made to bend like that, and punishment was given by our students. After the punishment, my man in the market with each other. So, उस ज़माने में you were to sit like that, and she does it. She has been punished to perform transplantation like that for days and days, weeks and weeks, years after year. Hundreds of millions of women in this country. But we have not been able to develop a manual carry transplant. So please understand the same country which can send 10 satellites in a single launch vehicle, 5 of them foreign made, cannot find a solution to this problem. What's the problem? It is not that we lack technical knowledge. It is not that we lack the resources. It is just the disconnect between the capable, competent, compassionate minds and the problem. So this is a very critical point. I'm convinced that if we make such inventory, sooner or later somebody will pick it up. The open process of learning will make it possible to something. So how to search, spread, celebrate, and sense. This is what we do. Let me capture the curiosity of the certificate we met in Gupta recently that we had shown yesterday. And essentially, when we see these innovations, people ask, how do we know what is innovation? Very simple. If you have method, material, and application, one of the 3 should be new. That's it. At least one of the 3. All the 3 can also be new. Aspirin, known compound, known method of manufacturing, but when a new use was found as a blood thinner, you can have a new method of a known compound for known purpose, allyl-rectin, a new compound from neem, use of pesticides, known purpose, but extracted in a method, by a method by which it becomes storage stable. It's a very unstable compound. That's innovation. Or a new method. All the children, that's it. So this girl, Shalini, class 8, she was in 8th class at that time, but she gave us an idea for the competition that we organized. She saw her grandfather who used to use water. My wife also uses water, but it never came to my mind this problem. And he couldn't climb the stairs because the front legs were not adjusted. She just sent 2 lines on a piece of paper. That's it. She didn't make it. We hired navigators, engineers. In our institute, there was a student who had a fracture. He needed a walker. He saw the website. He gave it to him. There are many places in our institute. We are not disabled anywhere, unfortunately. So student needed a walker. This is the walker, this one, which can extend the legs when you're coming down, shorten the leg when you're going up. What this company does, the company invites her every launch function, different cities. 4 lakh rupees she has already got. She is the youngest entrepreneur, one of the youngest entrepreneurs in the country. Only by within shopping. The model that is underlying this innovation, we call it inverted model of innovation. Children invent, engineers fabricate, companies commercial. Avira technologies that has licensed this technology, their goal is about 10,000 of offers in a year. 200 rupees per offer is the royalty. What did she do? She expressed an unmet need and was, in some sense, by her articulation, her precision of definition of the problem, then some solution was found. This girl, she is Chaya Thakur from Mehsana. You know, this primary school, there are pipes like this, drinking water pipes in most government schools. But there are some children who are very small, somewhat tall. Little kids don't reach there. Either they have to wait for taller kids, or they have to do like this, or they have to put some bricks, they fall down. चोट लग जाती है, रोते हैं. So she said, why can't we tilt the pipeline like that? The lower solution. We saw it, showed after, we didn't get this idea. I would not blame others. I would self-critical. The planners, the secretaries of education, school education, the designers, the architects, you name the profession. So I invited her to my class. She is the youngest guest faculty that I may have had. I invited her to my class to just explain to the students how did she notice this problem. How did she convince her teacher and the committee to implement a solution in her village? She didn't notice the problem. She did that thing. She noticed, she found the solution, she got it implemented. I said, that's what we need. So there are children of this kind, amazing children. You know, many of you are not sitting properly. In fact, you are going to a bad situation. Your plan is not you also. You know, they are not, anytime you don't keep the questions right. So these kids sent us an idea. These adults will not understand. We have to be coercive with that. So there are 4 sensors on the back. If you don't press all the 4 sensors, chairs start being song, would not actually work. And then there's a computer screen. The camera looks at your poster is not right, screen goes blank. Please sit properly. I will not actually. We got this shit made. They were displayed last year at point. ST Microelectronics, one of the top 5 semiconductor companies in Noida, is working on this into a full retrofitting design so that existing chairs you can fit it, get signals, and solve the problem. Most of us, I included, have had lower back pain. Almost every 3rd year, I have had a problem for more than 10 years. I'm guilty of having neglected my own health. And I'm seeing many of you doing the same thing. Here, we lean on one side, we do something sometimes just a stretch, we come. All this, our children have seen us. What is the difference between them and us? We suffer the pain, they feel it. They find a solution. A simple design. So that's, I think we should, one thing I can say about our country, make me feel very optimistic about future is, we are blessed with a generation of young kids today who don't want to wait. Children are not saints of sermons. They are source of ideas. That's the message that I have. Children are not saints of sermons. Aise karo, waise karo, aise karo. You know, all the time. One thing I should give freedom to children is to get the parents and teachers off their back. All the time we give them advice. But these kids, Isha Chowdhury is one of them. See, cooperation. You are in rickshaw. I did the photograph of my Facebook where the passenger had taken an umbrella and put on the head of the rickshaw driver. Such a nice thing to do. फिर बारिश में आप लगे हुए हैं, बेचारा वो तो बारिश में है ना, उसको बचाना आप लगाएंगे. That is compassion. Made my day. Such a good feeling. Here, if you also share little burdens with Risha Dharam, क्या नुकसान है? आप जिम में जाके तो करते ही हो ना. जिम में जाते हैं सिर्फ में करो. Now, what I'm saying is, as a design principle can we create more empathy, more compassion, more samvedana, and we start internalizing the pain of whosoever is in our understanding of the planet. We had a workshop of children, 3 workshops, one was on 6 and 7 June, but I'll go back to this one in March. Shri found that she is in a slum of Gramodhi. She saw children, when they take food, they don't wash their hands. Well, her lunch box kicked them with the other speaker, wash your hands before you. Good idea. If every manufacturer of lunch boxes puts a sticker, it doesn't cost much. It makes so much difference to the contamination and the bacterial infection that children have. He's my favorite boy. Ahmed Raja, class 4. Gazab Pancha, usi slum se hai, Nizamudin. These kids went for doing research to different slums. They observed a lot of plastic cups lying here and there. He said, if you put them in a box like that, you can hardly put 150. You put the box, take a piece. But if you put them on a small rod, you can put up to 700. Another girl in the recent workshop saw this. Her name will come in it. And she said, you know what? If you put a small thread along with this rod, when you take it out, it will become a garment, easier to dispose, easier to transport. When you take the thread out, all the cups will come out, and you can easily pack them and take them there. Supply chain, logistics, reverse logistics. This is called reverse logistics. Somebody has supplied you the cup, now you bring it back. To fund disposal processes, recycling processes. These kids are thinking about supply chain, better ways of disposal. What a great skill that they had. She made only this painting, the way he arranged the cups. And that was converted to her. A lot of these ideas, this was in Jharkhand, so you have to take across. You know, many times in school, you have a single hand pump. Children have this tea break or coming at the lunch break, or they have to take water, they have to stand in a queue. There are 7 kids can take water. One person, one big pump. I can't tell you how many schools have this because they are not many who have it. That's one of our failures. We will not be able to replicate that simple idea yet. But that's the purpose of talking. This is not one institution's task, this is not one individual's task, it's a collective task. All of us are responsible for getting these ideas in action so that they get implemented. We had a small brainstorm. I said, to open their mind before they went for research, I said, think of uses of cycle other than transportation and carrying load. So obvious was taken out. In about 3 or 4 minutes, 17 new applications came out. You can have a blower, you can thrash paddy, you can harvest crop, you can wind the motor, wire on the motor, you can extract sugarcane juice, you can clean the road, pump water. All these ideas you can generate electricity quickly. So what did we do? We remove the obvious and challenge them. Our expectation turns around. It overcomes the emotion. This will be technical. They want you to perform and they come up to our expectation because the tension that we get it by saying, look, we are sure that you will come out with something. Once their mind was open, we didn't have to tell them anything more. They went and did research and came up with all the actions that I have shared. Now, let me come to some of the conceptual implications of what we have done. So this is a very interesting innovation in Assam, the windmill, which costs about 5,000 rupees, and pumps a hand pump here. To irrigate a small paddy field. It was brought to Gupta, they use it to pump the groundwater to make salt. So from Far East, innovation has come to Far West. What is innovation? They asked two questions which retain mind in engineering will not answer. Or management. First question they asked, does it matter whether we irrigate the field in 4 hours or 40 hours? The question we normally don't answer. That is a top low, 10 hot power time. Irrigate color, if I like a random. But if I take only 1 horsepower instead of 10, and it irrigates slowly, you know what? Slow irrigation is more sustainable irrigation, less leaching of nutrients. It is more sustainable, it's more healthy, it's more profitable, it increases productivity more. Slow is better, it's more efficient. So I have converted a constraint as an advantage. Second question he asked, hand pump will have single walls, water will come in spurts. Does it matter to the paddy field whether water comes smoothly or in spurts? He didn't put the gearbox. Gearbox is the costliest part of the windmill and cost is 30%. What is the heuristic? Two interesting heuristics which we can apply to any industrial context. One, maximizing output for a period of time is not always good. Generally, it is good, not always. There are cases where slower output is better. You have a particular demand for a product. You make a lot of products and then create a lot of inventory, and then pay the cost of interest on the capital that is locked up in the inventory, and suffer. Without asking a question, what is my throughput? What is the flow at the consumer level? And then align and that thing by that. So there are only 1/10 of the capacity there. Why are they taking all of that? The production manager wants to show his efficiency. Transporter wants to show his efficiency. They are all being evaluated on their own parameters. These are. So the heuristics from class of innovations can be applied to any scale in any institution. That's what I'm trying to say. We should not treat innovations only at, this is another very beautiful example. So there are 4 levels at which we can learn from innovation. The first one is architecture. And 90% people stop here. Oh, this, I don't think I need this. I don't need to make an espresso coffee by using a pressure cooker as a coffee machine. That's not interesting. All right, it's not interesting to you. But could be the metaphor underlying that machine. Could be the heuristic underlying that machine. Could be the gestalt of latest technology institutional culture may be underlying that machine may be useful. Why stop at architecture level? So there are 4 levels that we can learn from innovation. Architecture level. This is this. Second is metaphorical level. Another large number of innovations have been triggered by using nature as a metaphor or some other metaphor. Third, heuristics. I shared just now 2 heuristics from this particular case of windmill. Very powerful, very powerful. Smoother flow is not always better than irregular flow. Maximizing output per unit of time is not always better than. So, imagine if there were 2 lanes of internet when you just think about this. If I don't want my message to reach very fast, even if it reaches in 1 week, earlier we used to have letters. Is the rush to send that letter by high throughput bandwidth? Tell me, if my message is not urgent and if I want to send it through a slow lane, is there a slow lane available? Correct? But imagine if we could have different lanes, just like we have highways, fast highway and the slow highway. If we had different lanes of internet, A lot of people, because the cost will be much lesser, might like to schedule their dispatches through a slower route, not through faster. Today, something which is trivial, enjoy for it. A photograph is in the same queue in which an urgent message, which is very important for the nation's security or productivity or whatever, is the same. There is no way we can self-regulate our behavior and say, look, I want slow lane because I am not in a rush. And therefore, if I can save cost, we do that. And if I can save congestion for others, even better. Whole world will save so much energy. So this heuristic can be applied to any scale. You can redesign the whole world by building upon the heuristic that does. That's the point. Gestalt. Let me show you about what Gestalt is. The whole configuration, constellation effect. I'll tell you two stories. This one is very interesting. You were walking by the villages in Purulia, came across these beautiful terracotta horses under a tree. By the time you could get to the others and talk to them, he asked them, how do you keep such beautiful horses under a tree? Somebody can take it, somebody can break it. They knew that I was a professor. They were looking at the box. They said, Professor, you've done a mistake. What mistake have I done? We haven't kept the beautiful ones. We have kept the best ones. Why do you keep the best ones here? So that when our children walk by this street, they know what the current standard of the best is, they must do that. Open source is standard of excellence. Now, here there is an artifact, there is a metaphor, there is a heuristic, and there is a constellation of cultural factors, technological factors, which we just done. Here as we see such open source standard of excellence. Would be nice, isn't it? It will motivate all of us to push harder. This is another example. In Meghalaya, I came across these bridges. These are bridges made of tree roots from the side of the river, like this. Now, please appreciate that bridges have been built for years, for centuries, for all these years. What made this community make this bridge? The first culture is culture. A culture which generates industry and says, look, we will not make big like everybody else. It's another. Keep करना है भाई, करना है यार, बस नहीं करना. And then they will put more and more demands. Nature, sustainable over here. So first is culture which generates curiosity. Culture is shared belief. Inertia is shared. I just showed it to you. We have known some problem and we have lived with them. We all shared that. That's our culture. But this community is a different culture. And we can change the culture. He will tell us he has done so much work with organizations to change the culture. So first trigger is just all this culture. Culture creates questions. Now question has come. What do I need next? I need a way of solving this problem. So you need technology. How to pull these roots, how to twine them, twine the stones around the roots so that we can walk on them, all of that. Now I have a technology, I have an idea. Can I implement it? No, I need group action. I need cooperation. That's the institution. Rules, norms of collective behavior. So you need technology, you need culture, you need institutions. So technology is like word, institutions are like grammar, and culture is like the service. We need all the three. We need all the three for an innovation process. So two things I'm saying. One, don't stop at architecture level. Go to the enterprise level, level, heuristic level, Gestalt level. And within Gestalt, please understand the connection between culture and institutions. And then you will be in that path. This is that motorcycle-based flying machine. Let me come to the last part of my talk. Circularity, affordability, durability, renewability, and multifunctionality. All of you have heard about life cycle analysis, haven't you? Most of you. What is circular economy? Anybody has an idea about circular economy? What's the definition of circular economy? That shows our economic system is behind that. So I'm just saying that. From the four parties, everything comes back. Circular economy, your life cycle analysis is better to gray. Better to gray. Jump is inevitable in a life cycle analysis approach. In circular economy, you go from cradle to cradle. There is no waste. Waste is defined as the material for which use has not yet been found. That's what industrial economists define waste. Circular economy, therefore, is a zero waste economy. Before I design the product, I must ask myself the question: what will be the life cycle, not of the product alone, but each component in the product? So when we sell our old computers, ideally, we should have had the two supply chains in which each component should have gone. We should ensure. Because not all components fatigue at the same rate. So look at that. Look at that. This one. Now here, there is an axle from Autopoiesis, the first one. Differential. Gearbox from Fiat or mini or van, multi-van. Because when car is dumped, the axle has a life of 40 years, the car as a whole has a life of 15 years. The gearbox has a life of 50 years. The differential has a life of 20 years. Imagine that in future, when everything manufacturing will be done on each component, we will have a 40 factor stack and multiple life cycle design at the stage of designing the product itself. You have so many cell phones, 800 billion cell phones. Cell phone is like a computer. It has so many components. Where are multiple life cycle design for each component of the cell phone? Should we are we a sink of junk of the whole world? No, India is not a junkyard. India is a vibrant society which respects nature, which respects clean water, clean air. We all deserve that. Our future generations deserve. So circular economy is encouraged. Now let me come back to why frugality or frugal innovations can be misleading sometimes. When we work on bottom of frugality started, people talking about opportunities at the bottom, purchasing power of the poor, a lot of about 1 rupee ice cream. There is a whole range of concepts evolved about affordability. So 1 rupee sachet, as in mukwas or supari or detergent or coconut oil, we will call it as frugal. Is it frugal? If you calculate the cost of collecting that piece of plastic from 6,50,000 villages in this country, it's an extremely costly innovation. It's an innovation, but extremely costly. You add the cost of collecting the pieces of plastic and it becomes unaffordable. Unaffordable by nature, though affordable by consumer. But can't we take affordability by nature also into account when we talk about affordability? So what I am suggesting therefore is that when we use these concepts, let us ask critically, what is the definition? And is that definition compatible with our vision of what good life is, what future life is? So we will not talk about affordability in the absence of circularity and multifunctionality and multiple life cycles. Lufthansa had a problem. When they jumped their aeroplane, they figured out that the life of the seat on which we sit is actually 200 years. Life of the plane is about 25 years. What do you do? A subsidiary company was set up, they took the seats out, refurbished them as household furniture, and now you have a seat of business class or economy class in your house, and you can sit on it and enjoy as if you are 35,000 feet above you. It's fun. Great idea. So you have reduced the rate of entropy for 200 years. Maybe after 200 years, we will have technologies which can use that material much better and at much less energy, and society is better off. So we have at least reduced the rate of entropy. Extremely viable concept, extremely productive concept, extremely operational concept. We can do that. Similarly, supply chain should be frugal. Accessibility, availability, and of course reliability and affordability. You have a dispensary within 1 kilometer. That's it. You go there. There is no inventory of medicine that you want. What's the point? It is accessible but not available. You have accessibility without availability. What's the point? Or sometimes, what the collector did in Chittorgarh, we found that in the cost of branded medicine, he can get many times more generic medicine. So he bought 3 times more generic medicine and therefore had a much higher health coverage in the same budget. Later on, it became the policy of the state. Now, many states have gone. Please remember, don't think generic drugs are poorer. All drug companies of this country make 99.9% of their profit by selling generic drugs. Only. We are the biggest pharmacy of the world. We manufacture them at the least cost. We have the highest number of FDA-approved manufacturing facilities of drugs in any one country. So generics are not bad. Please don't get this impression. They are not second order. However, for a long time, nobody planned that. So by changing the concept, that collectors could improve the coverage. So frugality, is it only relevant for poor? No. ISRO was frugal. European Union has floated a project on frugal innovation for Europe. Because the belts are being tightened, you heard what Reserve Bank governor said yesterday. There's a fear of recession. And if it comes true, there is no reason why it would not come true, because the economic model that we developed in the last few decades actually is not sustainable anymore. That's not possible. That's not possible. You can't transfer those costs to natural account or somebody else's account. They're coming back. So how do we create sustainability and frugality? The last table that you might like to look at. I'm guilty of having been setting up the incubator here. I will not do that again. Why? When domain is known and platform is known, you can work with incubation. Incremental innovation, adaptive trials, user type modification, all that will be done. You can do when domain is unknown, platform is known, when platform is unknown, domain is known, you do feature function amplify the product design. When both are unknown, you move towards sanctuary. What is sanctuary? Chaos inside, order outside. In incubator, order is inside, chaos outside. So the model that I said to the government for in situ incubation of innovation is a sanctuary model. Let us not take out all the young people who want to become entrepreneurs from the villages or from the small towns to the metros and leave the old people to be taken care by the old people houses and all of that. No, that's not the model that we want to take for our society. That's not for us. Why don't we provide them incubation support where they are? It obviously means you can't apply them all the rules that we have, because they will distribute all of the country. So that's the model which is important and probably will be implemented soon. Where young people we will provide it support where they are. I've also talked to the railway minister. Hopefully he will understand. They are going to make 400 railway stations Wi-Fi. I am saying at every station create a space for this kids to come and bus. Can you imagine? 400. Immediate capacity will be created with no extra investment. 400 stations. District all over the country. We have at least for our young people to go and enjoy high bandwidth for water communication. And take help of the RDSO and other engineers of railways for some manufacturing applications. So these are some of the innovations. I don't think I should go into them. This is the very last, and I close with this. Many companies are now moving towards open innovation. Almost every company, you think Siemens is going for open innovation, GE is going for open, Procter & Gamble has gone for it, RB has gone for it. You name the company, they're going for open innovation. And many of them, I'm on the jury of Siemens for closing the World Empowerment, globally empowerment awards that they are giving for people, common people around the world. There are two dimensions in the innovation playground. Inside out, you share your ideas with others. Outside in, you take ideas from outside. Most companies neither learn from outside nor share with outside, they are the ostrich. This one. सीखेंगे भी नहीं सिखाएंगे भी Cook manduk frog of a bell. Then you will forget them, you will be emulated in due course. Some, like Sandwich, Rockefeller, this PNG, they seek ideas, pay some amount, don't tell them what they did with those ideas. If I give an idea $10,000, you make $200,000 or $2 million or $200 million. You don't tell me, I don't know what my idea is worth. My confidence doesn't go up. I don't take my ideas more seriously than I should. Societal knowledge, societal capacity doesn't increase. There are people like Tesla, Toyota, you might have heard about, they shared all their patents in a world for electric cars. Why? Because they realized that if they want to succeed, they want many manufacturers to make electric cars. The charging stations will not be made for only one company. How will other companies be pictured? Because they are the leaders in the battery, which is why they got technology for electrical cars. They said, "Hamare patent le jao, banao electrical car." Compete karo humse. Because they are the gurus, then somebody will copy. They will be one step ahead always. They have this confidence. Tesla of this world, Toyota of this world have shared. Toyota is a big company, old company. They have shared their patents. How can it happen? How can open innovation work? It is working in the marketplace. It's working. The most dear sell to me is the first one, where you are open to learn from others and share with us. This is what Anil does, but this is what most companies should do. My normative advice: DBDB, Dil Bada, Dimag. That is the way to go. Those who have big heart and big mind can only learn from outside, share with them. When Lakshman was asked to go to Rama, and he was on that back, first time he went and came back. Told Ram, look, you sent me to learn from this man. You know how arrogant he was? He did not tell me anything. Then he asked him, you know the story. Go back, stand near his feet, and he will tell you everything. And he did. And he came back so wise. In our culture, we are supposed to learn from Rama. There is no untouchable. There is nobody from whom we cannot learn. Please don't have any cultural hang-up. This culture is superior, that culture is superior, nonsense. The framework is also very secular in its outlook. That's what I'm trying to say. We should learn from everybody. I should just let it go by saying the last point, which is how do we, whatever I have said, how do we summarize this? This is the slide which summarizes it. We have so much knowledge. We feel about this much, and we do only about it. Is there a way I can help you more feelings? Is there a way I can convert more feelings into action? The world will change. Thank you so much. Questions? Yes. Please go ahead. Yeah. Yes.
National Innovation Foundation has done a lot of work so far in transforming. But recently, you have established a platform, scouting and identifying formal sector innovations to bacteria or life. Is there any program from your side to support formal sector innovations and then supporting?
Recently, the Department of Biotechnology came forward. For 15 students, will get up to 15 lakh each. And 100 students will get 1 lakh each.
So that is some
For biotech. No, I'm just coming. The doors are opening. 10 lakh students pass out every year in this country. Minimum technology. They all do some projects. This country never creates all these projects. And they do under guidance like under proposals like Srinagar said. So that's what we never cared even to do these projects. If you ask, I ask you how many, do you have an inventory of all the projects done in the technology department by the previous 10 batches? Enough story. We never did that. This is the first data. Now, having created the databases, we went back to the policymakers. And then, कहाँ से लाओगे innovator? Either go to the grassroots, go to the student, or bring them together. Or where do the new ideas come? कहाँ से आएंगे? If you put all the incubators together into CRI, maximum number of incubatees or entrepreneurs that we have, about 5%. At best 1,000. This country needs tens of thousands of it. Right? We cannot follow this model. We cannot follow this. My suggestion is that you are right. Slowly, gate is opening. Hopefully, you will hear soon if the institute incubation model works, then all domains will be covered, and not just informal.
We're waiting for that. We're waiting
Because
for
country
that.
needs all kinds of information. We should not insist that any one sector has the repository of entire list of norms. But NI will continue to focus on children and clubs. That will be launching. But other platforms have to. Yes. Yes.
Sir, thank you very much. It was really heart-touching. Sir, few suggestions like you can approach concept others ground, like railway stations. So more of the area others ground. I agree with you, and all industries, corporations, companies, institutions must work. I take one small example. I run a quiz show for my organization, and the quiz budget was costing 18,000 rupees. It was 4 stations. So I challenged my entire team, whoever take pass, and then basically electrical knowledge, and they made it 2,000 in that house. So, and they were all 8 and 8. So even if everyone gets benefit out of it, nature, industries. So really, I'm personally looking excited to work in this organization.
So you know what the
Samir,
problem you have, and you want me for the grant. I want to job it.
sir would be sir.
But I was going to say, well, how to do that? No, Manjari has put such a great program, bringing all kinds of experts to you. 2 days. I'm sure everybody has tried to charge you with whatever ideas they have. But as I said, knowledge is so much. We have shared a lot of knowledge. Some of it has been surely converted to feelings. But feeling to action का जो ratio है ना बहुत करता है. उसको change करना है. So what I'm saying is, let us all make commitments to ourselves to nurture a few innovations in whichever domain you are expert. Doesn't matter which domain you are expert. It could be packaging, supply chain. We need so many transformation in packaging. 40% cost of many products in packaging. Another 20-30% sometimes supply chain. Real product costs much less. Okay? So we need to make system more sustainable, more frugal. How many companies have reverse logistics? How many companies collect? Why can't we have a Nestle can have a coffee dispenser at every mall? Why should they sell me a 200-gram bottle every time? Refill packs are not very popular. Why are they not popular? I can take my own bottle. And I don't want plastic. I'll fill it, set the meter, size of the bottle. I'll fill it with the coffee that they're selling me. No packaging, nothing doing. And I said some cost of bottle, transportation, energy, cost of capital, all that is said, please transfer the saving to me. I like to do that. So I'm not willing to believe that people don't want to have sustainable lifestyle. But as managers, as designers, as policymakers, and just we're not creating opportunities. We need to change their lifestyle habits. I mean, some of you might have come to this South Big Traditional Food Festival we organize every year. We don't use a single plastic cup. No plastic. No plastic like the 50,000 people come in 3 days, 0 plastic. In fact, in January we had a conference here, a little conference on creativity and innovation classroom. After
No.
we had edible cutlery. Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
चम्मच से खाना खाइए, उसमें चम्मच को खा लीजिए.
Yeah, actually.
Yes, we had that conference. And plates of alkali plates. We didn't have even paper plates. We didn't have even paper cups. So what I'm saying is, if we decide that we want this country to be clean, sustainable, energy efficient, we can do it. I think we are trying in this institute, we are trying very hard. We want to talk, let me say what I'm talking to you, when you come to our functions, at least I can tell you this without any doubt. We will try to practice every principle that we talk. And we take it very seriously. Our institute takes it very seriously. Otherwise, you will not be credible. I can't talk to you in front of you. Say something when I'm not practicing in my own life or our own life. So we are very serious about it. I wish now, many bottles like this, until next time we should tell them to bring their own bottles. Yeah. If the registration form, just tell them, please bring your bottle. We'll give you enough filter water here. I'm sure you want to live sustainably. Please bring your own bottle, and they will bring it, I'm sure. Nobody will mind. Will you mind if I don't give you this time?
No.
See, they are the So these bottles go away next time. You will not see this bottle. Anyway, please.
My question is pertinent to your word, what you call empathy. So it seems that the empathy is the sense of sensibility one should have in order to, it's a kind of engine or drive to bring the innovation from. Supposing if I do have the sense of sensibility to feel the empathy, the word of how to pass on to others who does not have it? Does that empathy necessarily require to become innovative? Is it a kind of important factor to judge around that okay, somebody is innovative or not? I think for that somebody is not innovative, he has that emotional part or not. Okay. I will stop here.
We experimented with this idea in a workshop, as I said, on 5th, 6th, we had children workshop. So class 4 to class 12 children from privileged background and underprivileged background got together. After a little exposure, they went to 7 different plants in the work. So one of the group went to water space, their water. And the kid said, the water was bending like this on a wheel, water wheel, or वहाँ पे वो बच्ची का काम कर रहा है. So to him, this seemed very obvious that you should have a chair and table and the potter's wheel on the table, so they can sit properly. And then he said you can adjust the height depending on the potter's height. Adjustment. Didn't take 2 minutes. So I'm not saying that overtly they were told to be sympathetic. No, that's the only way children behave. That's how all of us were. And the group went to Hollywood slum here where they make Ganesha. तो गणेश पूजा की मूर्ति बनाते हैं, वहां तो बोले भाई क्या करते हो, मिट्टी लेते हैं, मिट्टी के अंदर नारियल का छिलका कहाँ से लाते हो, केरला से लाते हैं. तो हमारे ऐसे सारे मंदिर हैं, तो वहां सब नारियल करते हैं, तो उसका छिलका क्या होता है, यहाँ पर वेस्ट पड़ा है, जहाँ पर उसकी जरूरत है, भाई आप नॉट करेक्टिंग इट, बिल्कुल कॉर्पोरेशन का वेस्ट कम हो जाएगा, इनको बड़ा सस्ते में नारियल का छिलका देता है. Children are doing this. बच्चे कर रहे हैं. So I'm saying that that's the way we were all born. I don't think we need to do anything about it. We just need to sustain. कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं. There were engineering students who work for 2 weeks. If you go to summer school or if you go to watch, you will find there 7 different products a day. नारियल के पत्ते की झाड़ू बनाते हैं. क्या होता है, बोर्ड के ऊपर बेल लगी है, उसके पत्ते को मारते हैं. आप कैसे खींचते हैं, so that it becomes straight line. Then सुताई करते हैं. But this act is very tiring, and because productivity is low, child labor is involved. We have learned through our research that whenever you improve the productivity, child labor goes down. In any task, you improve productivity, child labor goes down. So one kid, he took a cycle wheel, attached 6 clamps, put 6 bunch of leaves, put a nail on a mount board below. Now he's pedaled the cycle, the leaves are moving over that nail very rapidly and very quickly, and he has reduced the time and cost of doing this big challenge. These problems are around us, and I don't think we need to become apathetic overtly. Probably there is an empathy inherent in all of us. एक छोटी सी कहानी सुनाता हूँ. गौतम बुद्धा ने, he was a great teacher. 2000 साल पहले, look at his insight and foresight. Remember, 2000 years ago, population density was low. There was no shortage of natural resources. 5000 लोग होते इसको शहर बोलते थे उस जमाने का, नगर होता वो. 5000 people will constitute a city. So he asked the student to bring a glass of water. चला है पानी की गिलास लेकर तू मैं क्या बुलाया तूने क्या किया what did you do चल बोला तो bring a glass of water I brought a glass of water you took the water okay then the glass of water आपने क्या रखा इसे जवाब तो bring a glass of water I brought a glass of water I हाँ मुझे याद है क्या किया थोड़ा सा when I was going back, there were 2 drops in the glass. I just threw them on the ground while going back. He got his sand. The moment he said, just a few drops. 2000 years ago, there was no shortage of water. There was no need to worry about conserving water. That to 2 drops. What is this teacher doing? He knew that in 2014-15, in the same land, water will be selling coffee than milk. मालूम था उस टीचर को ना 2007 में वो भाव पैदा करते हैं संवेदना पैदा करते हैं वो इम्पैक्ट करते हमारी साइकिल के अंदर and you all know when my grandfather used to say जब थाली में खाना खाओ एक खाना भी बचना नहीं चाहिए उसके अंदर now when I was a child at that time there were no envelopes there were no paper envelope was also very costly so the shopkeeper will have a ball of thread hanging from the some newspaper pieces वो कागज लेगा सामान रखेगा आप फोल्ड करेगा धागा बांध के आपको देगा when we come home my grandfather will say अपना सामान निकाल दिया now he will take that piece of paper and put it under the bed and take a piece of thread, just a little long thread, and hang it on the nail. Next time, you give something to somebody, that piece of paper and that piece of thread, that is the culture that is used. So, in class, वो भी था लेकिन culture use. It doesn't matter whether you are rich or poor. सब लोग बचाते हैं. सब लोग frugally काम. Just because your money doesn't mean that you will waste. That was the culture. You come away from that. So, I don't think we need to create that. जो बच्चा हमारे अंदर तो आपने दबा के मार के चुप करा रखा है उसको बोलने लगा rest will follow that kid is irresponsible जो flexible है मानेंगे अगर आपको बोले yes yeah
there are many innovations which are permanently scalable but I think that approach and efforts are more needed there to scale up multi maybe cost effectively. Very mechanism or some approach to
very good question and very painful question though because you are absolutely right. Recently I was in a meeting and somebody said one Italian engineer said is India a country of prototype? I have to say yes. So what you're saying is at the root of the innovation system of our country today. We have thousands of prototypes, very few products, and still very few things which can come to passages. Then they become useful. Otherwise they remain products. And we hardly teach them design. Design school teaching that, but in management school they have not spent enough time to study product design. So it's a big problem. So what we found, and I want to share something very interesting here. There's enormous social capital that we mobilized. So when it comes to patenting, all IP lawyers work with these salaries. Our average cost is $50. Nobody will file a patent less than $50. All the problem. Similarly, scientists who validate and value add these innovations don't charge for that. So our average cost is 2.5 lakh. If you have Department of Science and Technology education, they will say minimum cost of product is what. Designers, yeah, designers are very complex. So we are making some inroads. We are making some inroads, having some success, but not enough. So So design is the biggest link of our entire work. And I value design greatly. Design makes all the difference, not just look at speed, but also the frugality, the functionality, the embedded values that design process can uncover. So that's where we have been. There are very few fabrication centers which convert your idea or a prototype into product. We have full rules, but not product. So this is the weakness. Recently, when NITI Aayog had a meeting, I didn't attend that, but I sent a message to them. They had put some 150 crores in another innovation for startups. I said government should not intervene, should not compete with the private and the other. That let them do that. Startups create some other fund that other ministry take care. We should create those. We should fill those gaps in our system, which nobody else will. And one of the gaps was how to convert proof of concept people, prototype people. We have no funding today, except in Gupta, by the industry assistance accountability. No other fund is available in the entire country for the purpose of that. That is the issue in the country.
I'm not talking only about it. And there were so much of social innovations which are basically open that people yesterday good examples of teaching,
Yes.
making the people good learning. Very also very powerful. So even those things getting very confined to one particular domain or area.
Well, if that is the impression you are carrying, please change this impression, because one of our colleagues, has created a portal called as teachers-as-transformers.org. Teachers-as-transformers.org. Actually, has helped him. The government has helped him. He has put together more than 16,000 examples of school teachers who have solved their problem in their own teachers. I can remember that. And they are replicating. So one teacher found children suffer from malnutrition. He said, can you bring one handful of grains, whichever falls from your home tomorrow? He soaked that in the water, sprouted them. Malnutrition problems. Is it practical? Easy. कुछ पैसा खर्च नहीं किया करेंगे। अरे भाई आपके बच्चे ना बच्चे सारे एक दूसरे राज्य में ज़्यादा मामला एक चीज़ ना one handful he is spotted that in school gave them opportunity. Like that, there are large number of innovations on this portal. So what I am saying is, one thing that this institute has done is, and I can justify this claim, want to get credit for it. We have created the largest open source databases of innovation in the world, not just in India. You name engineering projects, you name classroom innovations, you name teacher innovations. We have the largest pool of open source. And that's one contribution. Though our image is that we work only with the corporate sector, we only work with the large private sector, that's the image that IIMA has. But please correct that impression, correct that bias. IIMA has made the biggest contribution to open source innovation in the world. You go to web and show me anywhere 100 innovations done by common people anywhere. You will not find. You will not find. NIF has more than 200,000 from 5 districts. Not all of them are open source, but more than 15,000 to 20,000 are open source. The Minister of Agriculture recently wanted for their helpline. I compared the Secretary of Agriculture. I said, look, when you call the farmers' helpline and ask for non-chemical way of pest control, they have nothing to say. So what should we do? I said, take our database, share with the farmers. Immediately, Sadar asked these people, we gave them the entire database. In future, farmers of this country, when they call up the helpline, farmers' helpline, they will also get non-chemical. So we are fine. This is the largest application example I can give. The government has assimilated our database into its own repertoire of highly chemical intensive solution that we take. उसमें किसको फायदा होगा? Obviously, pesticide company. But our soil, our water, our nature, things are changing. But you are right that this is something in which we Those of you who are from Ahmedabad, please understand in a few weeks' time, we will be having classes for middle school children managed by our students called a SMILE program, Student Managed Initiative for Learning to Excel. Student Managed Initiative, SMI, Learning to Excel, LE. Student Managed Initiative for Learning to Excel, right under the flyover, there is a place, Municipal Corporation, we have taken it for 1 year. We are starting classes most likely next week. Our children and other volunteers from the city will help us in teaching only those kids who study in municipal school and Gujarati. You don't want to read English medium and don't want to read the private. Only municipal school. They are the most poor. And we are sure when we teach them, we will learn. So, for example, because our school started this class, it was started at the college in ISP. Mitrajit was second year student. He was in the first year when they wanted to run a school for children of the people who used to live around our walls. Now they study now inside the campus. So he was teaching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was a girl, couldn't write 6. All कोशिश की थी सिखाने की 6 लिखो 6 लिखो she couldn't write. There was a boy sitting there, one of the students in the class. Islam read. भैया मैं help करूँ. I been learning in IIMA, not able to teach 6, and this kid is saying, can I help? But what could he do? He failed. बोला हाथ ऊपर help. उसने क्या किया? ये भतीजी सिखा रहा था उसको ऐसे लिखना. इस बच्चे ने ऐसे लिखा. She could immediately write. Now this kid has shown such a great sensitivity to the fact that we are all wired. Some of us, when we walk, we take right foot forward. Some take left foot forward. That's the way we are wired. We can do nothing about it. कुछ नहीं कर सकते. That's the way our brain is wired. Right? The stereochemistry बोलते हैं. DNA के अंदर बल्ब जो है किसी का left foot होता है, किसी का right foot होता है. That boy knew. Now, I may have known this science. I didn't know this. So when we did this, we learned this now. So I'm saying our students don't see this only as a way of doing something, but also learning from these kids. And this is an example I give every year in my class. Or for example, which tells us that why should this be right and this be wrong? Isn't it right? But anti-clockwise movement and clockwise movement, these are the basic style. आप circle बनाइएगा, अगर तो कुछ बनाएंगे right word, कुछ बनाएंगे left word. That's natural thinking. So we are very keen, and those of you who want to volunteer, please volunteer. This is a very ambitious program because we want to see whether some of these kids can compete with the best in the country and excel. Gujarati is one of the constraints because our students, we don't recommend Gujarati speaking. But our students will prepare quizzes because they are given a lot of quizzes in the class. So they will prepare quizzes and somebody will have to then administer it. And we realize that in the same class, children are not at the same level. Some will be at 7, 8, 9, in the 9th class. Starting from 9th, 10th, 11th. Math, science, English. So we are very keen. Please get involved. And this again could become replicable. There are so many flyovers. There are so many institutions. Under every flyover, there should be a school, coaching center. Today, 99% of children who come to our institute have done coaching. I'm saying, what about those kids who can't afford coaching? Yeah, one question. Children who are studying in municipal school can't afford coaching. And those kids, we are trying to get here. So I'm just saying that we are very keen in this institute to push the frontier of designing new solutions. They all begin as a lab and then we learn from them, try to generalize it. Sometimes it's not necessary that everything should scale up. What should scale up is not the design, but the